Oh, well, that's all right. It was gibberish. Okay. What up, my bitches?
Yeah.
This is another YouTube Wheels of Fury chat.
Yeah.
And I was going to write in the title, we're going to NXT on, but it's all screwed up. So here we are.
Well, it's weird because Matt puts in the
Oops.
title box, getting our NXT on, and then goes to a live. Like, oh, live is not available right now. Please try again. But yet, we were doing this whole thing. We were doing this last Saturday.
Yeah.
Royal Rumble and what. It worked fine.
Oh, yeah. I did.
Like, you butthole.
Yeah. So it is NXT Vengeance Day tonight.
Yeah.
And hopefully y'all watched the Wheels of Fury prediction video. If not, a pox.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
Generally, we don't or haven't done prediction videos for NXT, but because it is on a weekend,
yeah,
and also because it is the very first time in call it 3 years, NXT is back on the road, so to speak. Tonight they're emanating from Charlotte, North Kakalaki.
Whoa!
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've said that before. We're not going to do the Tuesday, Wednesday thing when NXT does those in your house thingies or Winter is Coming for AEW. But
I think maybe now that NXT is going back on the road, I'm sure probably they will do. We'll see, but like, uh, maybe do Great American Bash, in a another city,
yes,
and like, uh, in your house, on the road, whatever. Maybe we'll see.
yeah. I mean, that's cool. I mean, that would be nice for them to go back to doing that. I know Orlando's their home base.
Yes.
But it would be nice if they would travel to other places. Kind of like when AEW had Daly's Place for a long time.
Yeah.
But
like I think they were when the pandemic happened, they went to Daly's place and were at Daly's place for that period of time because Tony Khan does I believe he owns the Jacksonville Jaguar football team.
mm-hmm.
And so Daly's place is I think right next door to the stadium where Jacksonville plays. So it's like, well, we can have our weekly shows here, have everybody in Florida, you know, have everybody in the same location, and, everybody, don't have to worry about travel, don't have to worry about this, don't have to worry about that. Just, come to the show, come to the Daily's place, do Dynamite, do Rampage, do, everything.
Yeah.
And then, either, I'm sure probably, some people probably already have homes in the Florida area.
Yeah.
Probably some rented a house or maybe rented hotels. Who knows? But yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't watch SmackDown yet, nor did I watch the AEW Dynamite yet. But as predicted, it will be Roman Reigns versus Sami Zayn for Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, and my sentiments exactly. But if it wasn't going to be Sami Zayn, then I don't know who it would be.
Like, okay, Roman wants to get his revenge on Sammy for Sammy turning on him at the Rumble. Do you need to do so? Like, do you need to do it so soon? And I guess it's also like, well, you do it so soon, or you do it now and get it out of the way. Although, whatever happens come Elimination Chamber, uh, could lead into, could lead the storyline further and maybe into something for WrestleMania. I don't mean a match necessarily, but just something could happen. Who knows?
Yeah, no, I agree. And that's the thing, is that it could lead into that. I still think that Cody Rhodes winning was a good idea,
Yes.
but there are people that are like, you know what? There is a much bigger story with Sammy and Roman that they should have had Sammy. But see, the thing is, Sammy didn't go into the Royal Rumble match.
No.
So, what sense does that make? Would it have been nice to see Sammy and Kevin go for the take titles? Yeah.
And they still might at some point down the line.
But I kind of dig his shirt, though. You have, it's kind of like Kevin Owens, but it's, well, it's a Sami Zayn shirt that that's hard to explain. But anyway,
Right. I think it was, I think it's a, sure they say it's Sammy Uso, but
yeah,
like the Uso was like covered up and just put Zayn all over top of it.
and there's a lot of people that have said that this is probably one of the best storylines in wrestling that
Right.
has happened in a long time, and that's true. But I think with every story, that has to have an ending,
Yeah.
And I think that when you know something is good, unfortunately, it has to end at some point.
Yeah.
And I think it goes with like Austin McMahon or the invasion angle or I don't know, Michaels and Hart, I guess.
And maybe this could be the beginnings of the title merger or division. Who knows?
Well, that's the thing. Like, if you watched the Broken Skull session with Cody Rhodes, he said that he wants to make the title like it used to be, you know. And I know that a couple years ago, when he became the Intercontinental Champion, he brought the old school Intercontinental title back.
Right.
That was modernized. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, it was the white strap, which is not my favorite, but
Yeah.
whatever. So I'm thinking that's what he wants to do is bring back the Eagle Skull title, and we'll see how that goes. And there's a rumor that it's going to happen eventually at some point within the next couple months. So
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes.
yeah,
The show tonight is looking like it's going to be a really good one.
I am looking forward to the steel cage match.
Yes.
So yeah, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. That's all I have planned.
um. Yeah, really. Like, not much else to. Well, yeah. Alrighty then. Yeah, not much else to bring up, really.
Yeah.
I mean, could go into like Dynamite, but you know,
Yeah, Dynamite.
save that.
Well, I mean, the beginning of the show was good. I think that putting the title back on Samoa Joe
Was not a good. Well, not what they should have done.
no.
I was going to say not a good idea. It's not so much that it wasn't a good idea. It's just it didn't really need it.
Well, I mean, look, you have to have the fact that, yeah, it's a pet peeve of mine to have, you know, a person with two belts.
Right.
And also, I don't think that Darby Allin needed to have his reign cut too short.
Yeah.
Unless he got injured at some point. Then, yeah.
Maybe.
But I don't know if that's true. I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, not likely.
So.
One thing I will talk about,
Good.
like Matt, we talked about like last night. We talked about it. Talk about it again. The start of the show with Mox and Hangman, really good match. Samoa Joe winning the TNT Championship against okay, and then go into the continuation of the what do you call it? Daniel or Brian Danielson gauntlet or whatever the fuck. Over the last few weeks, he's been facing top level competitors, if you will. He competed against Bandito. He competed against Brad Cage. He competed against a couple others. I can't think of them off the top of my head. Well, this week he had a match against good old Toothless Timmy.
Ah, yeah.
Yes, Timothy Thatcher, who I didn't know until when they announced the match last week. Right now, he's in Japan competing for Parasagnoa.
Right.
So it's like, all right, that's where he's been, or that's where he is right now.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to see that match.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both very good brawlers, and I think Timothy has had a lot of good matches in NXT.
Yes.
I mean, you look at the Fight Pit.
Yes.
Christ, that was amazing. And I mean, that's the thing. I don't know what more they can do with him in North America, and that's why he's in Japan.
I guess, yeah.
I mean, he could go back to NXT. I don't know how well he would do in the main roster.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of other places, but I mean, yeah, it's been a long time since we've seen him. So,
yeah.
Battle in the Valley in San Jose.
Yes.
So I was saying this to Kyle yesterday because Mercedes Monet is going to be there taking on Kyrie.
Yes.
So I'm thinking, they're going to be in San Jose. And who's from San Jose?
Bailey.
Yeah. Now, I'm not saying that she's going to be there because I don't think WWE is going to merge with Japan, New Japan or whatever just yet. But
I mean, she could
mm-hmm.
attend and watch, possibly.
I mean, we're way past the years of, hey, my wrestler showed up on this other promotion, we're gonna fine and fire him, or
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sure she might be in the crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, why wouldn't you support your bestie?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's gonna be a really good show too. You have let me pull that.
One thing I will say that was a nice change, not really change, or not really a change, but something different that they did that they generally normally wouldn't do. Like Matt said, if one person from, like, let's say, uh, Brian Danielson, an AEW guy, went and watched uh, Roman match with Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And then, he goes back to AEW, like, what were you doing there? You should have been there, blah, blah, blah. You're, whatever, fined, suspended, whatever the fuck. When this was, I want to say like 5, 6 years ago, had the match with Tommaso Ciampa and Adam Cole.
Yeah.
The cage match. And they're showing, they did the air raid crash off the top of the cage and showing, the reaction of the audience. And they happen to show Britt Baker in the crowd.
Right.
And, at that point, of course, Adam and Britt were dating. And, of course, nobody would have thought about that. And, there was an apology put out there, I think by Triple H, saying, sorry, we didn't know there was going to happen, this, that, and the other thing. And then, of course, they made a big joke about it on, I think it was like Being the Elite or an episode of Dynamite or something like that. And it's like, see, why can't things like that have been handled like that sooner?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, at the end of the day, it's wrestling. It's just like when Highlander Robbie showed up on TNA.
Yeah.
And then he gets fired for that. And it's like,
exactly.
Really, So, I mean, yeah. In this case, it's like Brett and Adam are going together, so it would make sense for her to support him.
Yeah, she just was there to watch the show and, of course, watched Adam have the match. And, they just happened to show her and the audience, and, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I even said this at the time that, the whole thing went down. I don't think anybody would have put two and two together and thought, oh, that's AEW's Britt Baker. She must be dating Adam Cole.
Yeah.
Nobody would have fucking known at the time.
No.
Not until she did the interview, I think it was. But yeah, with Chris Van Vliet, and she talked about it. I don't think anybody knew up until that point.
No.
As far as they knew, she was just some random chick at the audience.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
That, they had the camera on and got her reaction. Unless you were watching AEW at that point and knew, oh, hey, there's Britt Baker.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yeah, see, that's just to play off or go off of more what I was talking about. Matt brings up Highlander Robbie, Rory.
Oh, maybe.
One of the Highlanders.
Yeah.
Attending a Impact show, and then getting fucking fired for it. And then some year, or whatever that was, then a few years later, we'll call it, You have Britt Baker in the crowd at an NXT show, watching and watching the match with Ciampa and Adam Cole. They got her reaction, and then like the whole apology and making fun about it afterwards. Like, see, that's the professional way to handle it. You don't go fucking your wrestler,
No.
firing them because they attended. Oh, God forbid, one wrestler should attend a show from one wrestler from one company attend a show
Mhm.
from another company.
Yeah,
Go fuck yourself.
pretty much.
Jesus.
Yeah. Anyhow, yeah, so stay tuned for the play-by-play, which we will be doing tonight. Should have
Yeah.
actually plugged in the camera, but I'm do that later anyways. So anyhow, yeah, that's it from me. And yeah, we will talk to you next time. So for me, Matt, Killer Kyle, Wheels of Fury, YouTube chat. Glad I got that right this time. We'll see you later. Deuces.
See ya.